When my father, when I was in my late teens, my father fell and busted his hip and pelvis, and he didn't get blood going to his brain and everything, and he lost about 20% of his brain cells. And during that time, I started studying things about brain injuries, like the first simple books like this Revolution in the Healing of the Brain, and then I got into more complicated books. I always have a tendency to overstudy on things like this. I'm obviously never going to be a brain surgeon, but I do kind of I study everything I can, like this book here, Evolving Brains by John Morgan Allman. Even though I don't understand a lot of the technical stuff, I did read a lot about how different people have had severe brain injuries and were able to fully recover. And my father, even though he lost 20% of his brain cells, now that he's 77, he's recovered a great deal, and he's as witty as can be, and he's still as smart as can be. I mean, he's a little forgetful, but to tell the truth, compared to most 77-year-olds, he's smarter than most. And I just read so many cases of different people who had the most severe brain injuries you can imagine, and they were able to make a full recovery. And today is Sunday, and Vinny Rodriguez is still in the hospital. He's at Loma Linda, which I hear is a good hospital. My uncle went there because with his drug abuse and everything, his brain was swollen, and I guess they specialize on the brain there. And so I guess they've got good doctors there. And just Vinny, he's still in a coma, but everybody's praying for him. They had a candlelight vigil at the school and everything. And I just I want to emphasize to you, keep on praying for him and pray that God will be able to heal his brain. Pray that God will guide the hand of the doctors and the surgeons, and because even a severe brain injury, a person can recover from it. I mean, my dad, he's doing great. I mean, he lost 20% of his brain cells, but he's just as smart, as witty as ever. And Vinny, he's a real nice kid. And the thing is, like, I was talking to Bob and Lydia Thornton, and Bob was telling me about how Vinny seemed to have so much heart and everything. He's the smallest kid on the football team. He's the smallest kid on the football team, but he has so much heart and so much fight in him that he's able to compete very well. And pray that he'll be able to fight through this, fight himself out of this coma, and pray that God will be able to have His hand of healing upon his brain, as well as guide the hand of the doctors and the surgeons. And I mean, Vinny, he's a great kid, and like I said, he has a lot of fight in him. He reminds me of the pastor that came for the revival was talking about when he was in school. There was a football player on the opposite team that only weighed 135 pounds, and nobody took him serious at first. But after a while, the whole defensive line had to change because of how good this kid was. I mean, sometimes these small guys, they got a lot of fight and a lot of grit in them and everything. And Vinny seems to be that type. And just pray that he'll be able to fight himself out of this coma, and pray that God will have His hand of healing upon his brain, and that God will guide the hands of the surgeons. And just keep on praying for him. Everybody's praying for him, and anybody out there is watching. I beg you, please pray with us on it. And thank you, and God bless. Bye bye.